So how we would start writing our grief recovery letter is we always start with an opening. And it would be something along the lines of, "Dear Mom, I've been reviewing our life together and I have some things that I want to say to you." So you always have an opening in a letter. You would write out your recovery components at that point. And your recovery components would be apologies, forgivenesses, and significant emotional statements. And then we would close out that letter with a closing statement saying goodbye to the pain. And your ending statement could be, "I want to say goodbye to the pain. I love you, Mom." Or, "I love you, Mom, but I need to say goodbye to the pain." Something along those lines. Important reasons that we use our recovery components. We use an apology because in a relationship, especially if you felt hurt in a relationship, it's not just enough to say that you felt hurt in the relationship, because then it would be you only focused on the pain, when we always have a 1% responsibility in any relationship. And so an apology would be me taking responsibility for my 1%, how I chose to react to something. So I would always lead with an apology. I'm taking my 1%, and then I'm going to forgive that person for the pain I felt. And then that next piece would be to share something significant, something really important that you really want to say to them. And so we would close a letter with significant emotional statements, and then we would wrap it up, close that letter with a goodbye to the pain, not necessarily to the person. And then it would be your choice to say either "I love you" or "I just need to say goodbye." But the close is good because it's kind of closing the completion and giving a closure in our process. So I know this is a lot of information being thrown at you on grief. My goal is to help you navigate through these challenging times. So I've provided for you a free grief guide handbook. This guide gives over 50 tips on the experience of grief and how to help ourselves and people around us through it. So please download the guide on the link below. It is really helpful to understand this topic since we are not really taught or educated on grief. So I hope this guide will be a useful tool for you. So it's really important that you take the letter and you call up your best friend, or someone that you can trust, someone that you feel would be a good listener for you. Because it's very important that the person is what we call a heart with ears. And sometimes you got to explain to the person that I want to be able to read my letter to you. You don't need to comment. I just need you to listen. And so you would read that letter to them, and that once we verbalize all that we felt toward the loss, that helps wrap up a lot of our completion. And so being able to verbally say that is really important. Another important thing to add to writing the letter is that when we're writing a letter, we want to keep it short. If we say too much, then really what we get stuck in the story, and then we lose the important message that we're really trying to convey, and that is that you felt pain connected to a certain loss. So we want to keep that letter short. So we always write our recovery components out first, so we kind of have that outline of what that letter is going to look like. So to keep it short is better. It has more of an impact, and you don't get lost in the story. Find yourself having a hard time writing that letter, or feeling stuck writing the letter, feeling like you're stuck in your story, I would love to be able to help you through that. So please reach out, send me a message, and I would love to connect with you and help you work through, and to help you navigate through writing out that letter.